Good afternoon. The first item of business this afternoon is time for reflection. Our time for reflection leader today is the Reverend-Moira-McDonald, Minister of the Kirstofferin Old Parish Church.
Thank you. This coming Sunday is the beginning of the season of Advent in the Christian Church, a time of preparation for the coming of the Christ child at Christmas. It's a time when we meet again the familiar characters of Christmas, and we hear their stories that lead them and us toward an outhouse in Bethlehem, to gather round a manger and to gaze on the baby it contains. We meet Elizabeth and Zechariah, a couple now beyond childbearing age, yet told that they will have a son and name him John, a promise that Zechariah chooses not to believe, and much to Elizabeth's delight is proved wrong. We meet that son John, now grown up, an odd man who spends time in the wilderness eating locusts and telling those who would listen that they should prepare a way for the Lord. We meet a young woman called Mary and then her fiancé Joseph, both told that they too would become parents to a special child, despite the natural impossibility of what the angel was promising them. And on Christmas Day, we meet the shepherds, the most ordinary of men, called to be the first visitors to the stable, and followed 12 days later in the church calendar, but possibly several years later in the actual calendar, by the men from the east, following a star and bearing gifts for the king. Sadly, for all school nativity plays, there is no biblical mention of an innkeeper, painted as an enterprising sort of a man who kindly suggests Mary and Joseph use the stable round the back of his inn. But that non-existent innkeeper does what all the others did. He looked for solutions. Where others could have said no thanks to what they were being asked to do and walked away, our cast of Christmas characters, after a moment or two of questioning and careful consideration, respond positively to the trust that was being placed in them, the gift that was being given to them, ridiculous, outrageous, dangerous, impossible though it sounded. People whose faith and belief didn't just comfort them and keep them safe, but spurred them on to recognise and celebrate God in ordinary places and everyday people. People whose stories invite us to walk with them on a journey of hope, of joy, of peace. Enjoy the walk. Thank you.